Hi, if you're new to my channel, it's called Girls Talk, and what I'm doing is doing topics every week about subjects that girls talk about. Last week was breakups. This week I was thinking about doing how do you know if he is the one? So typically, a lot of us girls don't have each other to talk to. We don't have that many friends, or sometimes we keep things inside. That's why I wanted to do this channel. So if you have a topic or subject you want to talk about, just comment it and we can talk about it. Maybe I can go live one day and we all can be on there talking. I just really want to reach out and to more girlfriends, and like talk about things like this. But since I don't have it physically, especially since so many of my friends live in different states, then I thought about just doing a vlog about it. So like I said, if you have a topic, just comment and let me know, or if you would like to be, talk about these things as well. Shh. Sorry, my 2-year-old is sitting across the table from me. But if you would like to talk about these things as well, just comment and subscribe. And like I said, I'll be doing this every week. So, how to know he is the one? I would say the first sign is you just automatically know. I don't know how anybody else feels, but I just feel like you automatically know. And I can give you a personal experience of mine. So, and if you don't already, if you haven't watched my last video, this kind of corresponds to that video. So, I didn't have good luck in dating when I was younger, but I did end up meeting somebody when I was around the age of 17, and I just knew from that moment that he was the one. But it was just something different about him. Like, he wasn't the typical type of person that I usually dated. Like, even look-wise, I mean, he was handsome, but like, he just even looked different from the dudes that I was already dating. And I mean, sometimes different is good, it's good for you. So I started dating him and stuff, and we was together for about 2 years, and then we broke up. And the reason that I knew he was the one is because I felt a pain that I've never felt before when me and him broke up. I compared everybody to him. Like, even after me and him broke up, like, the other dudes that I would talk to or date or who was interested in me, I might give them a little time or day, but they were never him. Like, they never compared to him. So that's how I knew that he was the one. It's just like, it's so hard to explain. It's just like you have that gut feeling deep down inside you, like, he's the one. Like, you can't picture a future without him. Like, you can't picture him having a future with anybody else, or it just crushes you inside. But you literally compare every single person to this one person, and that's how I knew that he was the one. But I also knew that if we were meant to be, that we would eventually get back together. Now, that did take some time. We were broke up for about 3 years. I even went off to the military. I didn't even honestly think that we were going to get back together. But deep down inside of me, I had hope that, like, if we ever were to meet again, that we would be back together. Now, the first time that I was in the relationship with him, I can honestly say I wasn't ready. And it's because, like I said in my last video, I didn't have my father in my life. I didn't know, like, what it felt like to have that male affection and that male love. Like, I didn't have him in my life, so I didn't know. So when I met somebody like that, the one who showed me that protection and that, like, he showed me a love that I've never felt before. Like, I was going through all these issues with my mother, and she even ended up kicking me out of the house when I was 17. No, I'm sorry. She kicked me out when I was 18, or just about to turn 18. She kicked me out. I mean, he picked up the slack. He took me to school every single day. He paid for my graduation photos to be done. He was a little older than me. He was a couple of years older than me. I was 17 when I met him, and he was 19. and he was working 2 jobs just to like get an apartment for me and him, and he just made like he just took care of me, like, and I just, like I said, I just never felt that love before, because no man ever cared for me like that before. So like when I lost him, because I wasn't ready for that relationship, I wasn't used to that type of love. So like that is another big part that broke us up. I feel like we both wasn't ready at that time, but I really wasn't ready. Like I had to learn what a lot of things were. And I'm just thankful that I went through everything I went through, because now I absolutely adore him. He is my husband now. We do have 2 children, and I absolutely adore him. Like, and I knew from that moment, though, when we broke up, he was the one. I just knew it. So that's just my story, a miniature version story. Like I have so much detail surrounding that story, but that's just the miniature version of the story. But yeah, I would just say if you are searching for the one, I can first say stop searching, because you don't have to search. When the one comes to you, you just know automatically. Like, you do not have to search. You just know, something inside you will tell you that is the one. You might have an experience like me where you don't really realize it until you lost that person, or until that person's not around. Or you might know from the get-go when you first meet that person, like, oh yeah, that person's the one. But you'll know regardless. You're going to know, and you will learn from this person, and vice versa, you know. But like I said, don't search. They will come to you. Like, you'll know. Like, if it is your soulmate, you have to think like you guys are destined to be together. So you guys are going to find one another. Just be patient and work on yourself. And I definitely want to say that again, work on yourself, because when you do, if you haven't found the one yet, I'm sorry, I shouldn't even say found, because you shouldn't have to look. But if you have not met the one yet, just prepare yourself, mentally prepare yourself for it, because sometimes we think we're ready for something, but if we haven't experienced that yet, then we'll be in for a rude awakening sometimes. So just, mentally prepare yourself, for it. Like, have yourself together financially, emotionally, mentally. Like, just work on yourself, It keeps you busy, so you don't have to keep, like, feeling lonely and trying to search, and go on dates and all this kind of things. Like, no, just keep yourself busy. Like, that's what I did after I went to the military, when me and him was broke up. We honestly just found each other again, like through social media, honestly. But I was so busy at that time. I was working like 3 jobs, and I was in school as well. I was keeping myself very, very busy. And then we just, linked back up with each other. But how do you guys feel about finding the one? Like, do you know? Like, do you feel like you're gonna automatically know? Have you found the one? Do you believe the person that you're with now is the one? I like to know what you think about that, because this is just, my perspective, my view, and my experience. But I would love to know other people's experiences as well. But thank you so much for listening. Once again, please subscribe if you would like to have Girl Talk every week, because I think it's an excellent idea to have Girl Talk, to vent to each other from all over the world. I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana, so it would be great to like vent to people all over the world. We just talk about it with each other. But yeah, definitely, if you like this video, definitely hit that like button and subscribe. And next week, I'm gonna figure out another topic to talk about, or if you leave a comment, we can talk about that one as well. Thank you. You guys have a good night.